mean, maybe I know I talked about it, but I have to go back and figure out where the heck I saw it. But um, maybe we could try to do like live versions. Since I don't tend to really edit so much, it could be beneficial to like do it live and then maybe like, maybe open it up where there's like questions during. So like maybe we do like the last 5-10 minutes to like just the dedicated questions if people tune in for a live version.
That'd be
Um,
cool.
I like I said, I don't know the logistics of it, so that's probably why I haven't done it yet, or talked to you about it. But if you guys would want to see that, let Roman and I know, because we could probably make that happen. I mean, YouTube Live could potentially happen, but the thing is, I'm worried about that is how do I get Roman on my channel live without like him being in the same screen. uh I mean, technically I could like share my screen on YouTube Live and then maybe run it where it's live so people can ask questions and then just still Skype you. If anyone has any recommendations, maybe let us know too,
Yeah.
because we're still all trying to figure it out, right?
Sometimes the best way to learn is just to like dive head in, you know?
I
Like
mean,
you
that's pretty much what we did with this podcast.
yeah, you just have to be thrown to the wolves sometimes, to be honest with you. Like it can be like uncomfortable, but like you just gotta do it, and then it's either like adapt or die. And like if you die, like I don't know, you just get to be like in like a peaceful bliss of like nothingness.
Yeah, and also too, like, I mean, if you guys remember, we were doing the podcast like outside, inside, with the GoPro audio, which was okay. And then I figured out like, hey, if we record the audio off my iPhone and then put the GoPro video, it's so much better. But you see, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's been like a journey when it comes to like that, because like we started. It's just like I know it's only been a year. Well, actually, November
A year and a half, I think,
2019,
almost.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like almost a year and a half, and like I know it doesn't seem that long ago, but like it reminds me of like how short and long time is, because you like look back a year and a half and you just feel like we were just like doing old like Stone Age equipment when it comes to like recording a podcast. Like we did the GoPro audio, then we found out like, hey, the wind and everything when we did it outside, like no one can freaking hear half the episode. And then we did our phone, and then my phone, and then like my phone was on my lap the whole time, and then I'd have notes, so it was like hard to like manage both of those at the same time. But Roman, episode 70, we're chilling, we're hanging out this one. What the heck did
Oh.
you want to talk about in the beginning of this, buddy?
Oh yeah, I meant to mention. So speaking of GoPros, some trucks actually are starting to have mounts for GoPros in them, and it's funny that you brought up trucks. I'm actually in the market for a truck.
Yeah, so Roman
So
shaved his face or lost his facial hair, we don't know.
just fell out.
And now he's looking for a truck. What's going on with this man? He's a changed man.
I have a change, man. Okay, so basically, I'm pretty much looking at just like Ford F-150s, maybe newer Ford Rangers. Although
Ooh, my
I'm
buddy
like,
has a new Ford Ranger, by the way.
oh, what does he
I
think of
forgot to
it?
mention. I spent part of my bachelor weekend last year in it. He got it like during that time last year in March, and he drove to Tennessee with it by himself because he works construction. So
Oh,
he
cool.
he worked Saturday and then drove down instead of Friday with us. But it was beautiful.
Yeah,
I loved it. But
yeah.
go ahead, you were talking about Ranger.
Um, yeah, they actually came out with an off-road model, and I'm wondering if that's something that like I should get into, or that like I would like to do, and then inevitably I'll probably end up getting a trailer at some point to like either like tow a like a camper or something like that. So it's gonna have to have like decent tow capacity, but like I don't think I'll ever get one of these like mega trailers. It'll be something small. So I think the Ford Ranger, like the 2019 Ford Ranger, can tow like 6,800 pounds or something like that, which is like more than enough. Um, don't quote me on that, truck
You should
aficionados.
if you like the truck style, I know you should check out Matt Vincent's Instagram,
Okay.
and You know Matt Vincent, right?
No.
Okay, so he's like it's hate Matt or something like that. It's like HV whatever 8 is in Roman numerals. So V1 or I.
Yeah.
And then I forgot the rest, but so he's like a big truck aficionado or whatever. And here, I'm trying to pull up his thing.
Matt Vincent on IG.
Yep.
Look
yeah. So
up
he
for trucks.
yeah. So he's got a truck where I think it's a Toyota Tundra or Tacoma, and he souped it up so nice to go like camping and stuff. So
that's dope. That's really cool.
Yeah, you should check him out in some of those trucks. The off-roading's nice, and then also too, if you want to like carry things or if you like plan on like moving and you don't want a moving truck,
bingo,
and you get a trailer on the back of the truck instead of. I mean, we had to do a rental truck, and those are pretty expensive, and they're freaking huge, and they're waste of gas.
It's freaking $930 for a U-Haul to move across the country. So I'm like. I was thinking about a truck for a while because I'm thinking of buying a house soon. I'm going to need to buy like drywall. I'm going to have to buy appliances. Like, I mean, a lot of places have free shipping and stuff like that. But, you know, sometimes you're able to go in, you can find like the scratch and dent model type situation. Like, especially it's going to be my first house, man. So I'm going to be living freaking like lean, you know? So I'm thinking about all these different things. Lean, green, mean machine. Green Monster, Boston. So, yeah, it's so ridiculous. So I've been looking at trucks for like a little while, but I was like, so my plan is to move back to Massachusetts early May, and you know, I've been thinking about this moving back for honestly since like the day we moved to Chicago. I wanted to get back to the Cape. Like I really miss it. I miss home. I miss my family. I miss like the town that I grew up in. There's just like so much there that's just like, I don't know, I'm just like at peace when I'm there, where like I haven't found that like anywhere else. Like I didn't find that in Framingham, I didn't find it in Chicago. So anyways, I'm moving back to Massachusetts.
Maybe instead you should move out west and see how the West Coast is.
I love the West Coast, man, but I'm even freaking further away from my family if I do that. I mean, West Coast though.
I mean, you could split some rent with me and just save some money, buddy.
We'll get a townhome or something.
Or if I buy a home wherever, you could just stay in the guest bedroom and then just help me pay my mortgage.
Laura would absolutely love living out in the desert. She's like, you know, I'm probably just gonna move to the desert after I graduate. I'm like, yeah, probably.
It's fun. Go ahead.
Am I being silly for not looking at like Chevy Silverados or the Chevy Colorado, which is like it has been like revived, or like Dodge Rams? Am I silly for not looking at them from like a truck perspective?
In the wise words of Scotty Kilmer, the only good trucks are F-150s or Tundras or Tacomas.
That's why I'm only looking at those three.
You know what? I mean, like I said, my buddy has had a Ranger for just over a year now. He seems to love it. I mean, he's in construction, so you could tell right there, like he didn't buy the biggest model. He didn't buy an F-150. So like, you know, if you're talking like a smaller truck, maybe Tacoma, or even honestly, I wonder what the tow capacity is on like a 4Runner. 4Runners are really nice. Out here, dude, literally all I see is 4Runners and Tacomas and Tundras and other trucks. It's crazy. Like you would think like the Midwest with all like the weather, and I don't know how the East Coast is, so I can't talk about it, but you'd think the Midwest, because with all like the snow, the rain, you would think like we would see way more trucks and off-roading trucks. But see out here, it's literally lifted Jeep trucks, SUVs that look like they could go off-roading. And it's like crazy. Like I barely see any cars here. And I'm like, what? Like you don't even see rain. Like I haven't seen rain now probably like in a month and a half already now. And I'm like, why are people like at least like investing in like a small vehicle and then maybe like a bigger vehicle, like just to have two if you have like a family and whatnot. So
yeah, That's pretty cool. Yeah, I wonder. I wonder if like the outdoorsy life is just like that prominent where you are. So like people kind of have to have off-road vehicles if they're gonna like kind of drive in like sandy like hilly areas.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
people license those like bigger like caged four-wheeler vehicles. Not like ATVs, but like the ones with like the cage on them. They have like the
Cool.
bars
Yeah.
and stuff. They
Yeah.
license them and drive them on the streets here.
That's
Some
amazing.
during the Christmas time and the holiday time, like the winter time, a couple of nights you'd see like 10 of them driving down the street with like Christmas lights wrapped around them. And it was just like a light show, and they'd
That's
play
really
like
cool.
Christmas music. So it's actually pretty fun to see. I looked online; they're like the cheaper ones are like $10,000, but like some of these people are driving them as like everyday drivers. It's like hilarious.
Yeah, there's like a small. It's called Nashni Island, something like that, something along those lines. It's in like the Pocasset, Katama area of the Cape. It's a pretty wealthy area because it's like it in and of itself is a peninsula, so it kind of like juts out from a beach, or it's like surrounded by beach, and it's all like oceanfront property for the most part. So it's big money in that community. Around Christmas, people just like drive around in golf carts. Same situation. Like they've got lights like all over their cars. They have like a little parade that goes through. They'll have like the kids walking in the parade. And I saw them do it this past year, and they did like a socially distanced parade where like kids are wearing masks and stuff like that. And they get somebody like dressed as Santa Claus. It's really neat. It's a really neat community.
That's great.
But thank you for humoring me for the truck conversation, Gainz Nation. What are we talking about today, buddy?
Oh, we're just talking about updates about ourselves and whatnot, and just kind of like having a chill podcast. I actually had two things like fitness related, like questions that maybe could be an episode, because like it's been on my mind or bothering me. So I don't know if you want to do the updates first, but like I had two things that I wanted to like run by you real quick.
Yeah, definitely. And I think hopefully this should be instructive for some of our listeners too. So we just want to go over some updates of what's going on in like our workouts, our fitness careers, or our fitness journeys. So do you want me to just like jump in, start?
Jump off, jump on, jump in. I don't care.
Jump around.
Jump on it.
Around. So I'm pretty burnt out from the gym, to be honest with you. I've been like taking at least like one additional rest day per week. I think I'm gonna actually switch down to 4 days per week starting in April for a couple of months, just to kind of reduce the overall stress leading up to like my move. And then, so this is all brought on because I hit my weight gain goal. I'm maintaining around 170 pounds now, which I meant to do it around the start of May, and I did it around the end of February. So I probably put on a little bit more body fat than I wanted, but overall I'm pretty satisfied with like how things shaped out. So pretty much like to recap last year, I bulked up to about like 170 in April. Then I maintained around like 168 after like some of the bloat went down until June. And then I started just like a mini cut sometime in July, late June, early July. And I cut until September. It was about maybe 10 weeks-ish. And went from 170, 171 down to 151. And then maintained at about like 152, 155 for about a month or two. And then around November, I started, I think late November, I started like eating like in a surplus. And so since then, I went from about 155 up to 170. So overall, it's about 5 pounds of like of mix of like muscle and like body fat in that time. I'm probably on like the more like 60-40, 70-30, 80-20 split. So maybe we can talk about P ratios another time. I wasn't like that's literally just me taking like numbers off the top of my head. I don't think it was like a 50-50 though, just because it looks like the the fat gain was like a little bit more from what I've observed, just from like, looking at the mirror each day, posing, that kind of thing. Lifts are definitely going up. So I hit my 315 by 3 goal on trap bar deadlifts. The next week I did 320 by 3, and I've been meaning to do 325 by 3, but I'm just like, I don't really have a motivation because I hit that goal that I was going to do 315 by 3, and I've pretty much determined that like I want to stick with bodybuilding training. I don't care as much about like the powerlifting stuff. If like Antoine and I decided that we were going to do a meet together,
which we'll probably do.
Which we'll probably do sometime in the future. I would definitely get.
Wait. So quick question.
Yeah.
Not to interrupt. So you said May.
May, I know. And you were thinking about a powerlifting meet in June, right?
Yeah, when I come back. Unless, wait, we might be coming back. We might be coming back the first week of June and the end of June.
Oh, okay.
So we actually might be coming back twice, but the first time will be only for a weekend, and then the second time will be for a whole week. So.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I mean, hey now.
Hey now. Yeah. So.
I just realized that as you were talking.
Yeah, I figured as much. So obviously, if we like determine a date, a time, like a place, then I'll get motivated to do that again. But I really want to focus on bodybuilding, so I've shifted a lot of my movements. I hit like 315 by 1 because I was on squats because I was moving up. It was like really easy. So like. I'm probably, if I were to plan out like a 1 RM, I'd probably say I'm between like 335 and 350 for squats. So definitely made some improvements in that area. The quads are definitely bigger. The butt is just like, the butt is so ridiculously big that Laura, like every morning when I like am being silly and I like anteriorly like tilt my pelvis, she's just like, oh my God, the butt is so big. It's so funny. She like freaks out every time she sees the butt. But the butt, like I don't even specifically train glutes. And the reason is because for whatever reason, my glutes in particular, just like I look like baby got back. Like what else can I say? So that's really good. My bench strength is definitely going up. The chest is noticeably larger than it was last year, especially like when I've got like a pump going on. So for reference, I hit like 215 by 5 for pause reps, like a nice pause in my chest and then up. So yeah, 215 by 5. So my PR last year was 225 by 5, but that was touch and go. So I've got a couple of things that I want to test just to make sure that I am like stronger than I was last year. One of the PR or like AMRAP test that I'll do, I'll probably post about it this weekend, is 185 by 12. I'm looking to beat that. And then the other one is 225 by 5. And these are touch and go. So yeah, there's that. Deadlift, I kind of already mentioned. The back is definitely bigger, like the front lat spread. I like actually have lats that are visible from the front now, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty stoked about that. I mentioned like the quads look bigger. I've got like some lateral delts now, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for me. So practical advice for people. I'm a little burnt out just because like I've been pushing it so hard. I've been going like a little bit past failure in some of my movements, probably just because I'm trying to rush things a little bit too much for like a physique perspective. And my body's not super beat up, but like mentally, I'm kind of beat up. I don't have the same energy to go to the gym as I usually do. So I'm going to train for a backpacking trip that Laura, my partner, and I are going to go on. So that's why I'm going to move my workouts down to just 4 days a week. That way I can do like some loaded walks throughout the week, mornings, nights, and then weekends, just to prep for this. Because usually we'll have like 40-pound packs and we'll hike like, anywhere between like 15 to, we might do up to 35 miles over 3 days.
Dang, buddy. So what are you going to carry like a cement brick in your backpack at the gym?
No, just probably water, like gallon water jugs. and then we'll just fill water bottles and put them on the sides.
You're gonna hold your jugs?
I'm gonna hold my jugs the whole time.
Sorry,
What you like are hitting some like at least like for like the time some PRs recently, correct?
For the times.
Yeah, like so.
I know
in the most recent times. Okay,
I know what you're saying. That could be a good title, For the Times.
For the times.
But no, hey, before I start, dude, good slight work on everything. Good job, man. Yeah, mentally burnt out. Yeah, I mean that's gonna happen. That's totally normal. I mean, but you're gonna kick back to it. It's like one of those things where you just kind of like, well, hey, it's either I keep crushing it until this like kind of falls off, or I just take a step back and then come back and crush it. So
exactly.
Either way. But yeah, man. With me, everything's been pretty damn good when it comes to like lifting and whatnot, because I mean, as you guys know, like I'm hovering around like the 210, 208, 210 weight now. Probably won't go any higher. If I do, it's going to be under 215, but nothing higher than that. Surprisingly, I feel and look better than I did like 215, like probably like 4 years ago. I think I haven't touched this weight probably like 4 or 5 years ago, roughly. But maybe close to it, but not like really too much. I've been kind of hovering under 200 pounds like the last 3 years. So like the 190s, 180s. I think I hit 170 one year within the past 3 years. Like I think 175 or 177 or something like that was like the lowest. But yeah, everything's been great. I'm getting a little more in tuned when it comes to like the whole movement itself when it comes to powerlifting, like bench, squat, and deadlift. Squats, not really. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I don't like them personally, but squats they go up, and I'm not gonna say they're like, they're not going up at all in weight or reps or whatever, because they are. It's just for me personally, I don't see ever a growth as fast as squat and deadlifts when I take like time off because of like COVID and everything. But right now, like squats, like the highest I've done was like 245 for 5 reps. And then for deadlifts, I want to say, what am I at? 365 or 375?
I thought you were saying 375 for like 4x4.
I think you're right. Yeah, 375, 4x4, 4 sets, 4 reps, which has been absolutely ridiculous because like I couldn't remember the last time I got close to 400 pounds and repping it more than 3 times. So my goal for like this year for like deadlifts is to hopefully just be able to do 400 pounds or 405 for 4 reps or 4 sets of 4 reps, which I think it's totally possible. Like when I do 375. Like I still have like a lot more in my tank. And it's just like deadlifts, I always feel like I love the most because like Roman will probably attest to this, is like you just feel like absolutely stronger when you can engage your whole body and like lift through the whole weight. Squats are like that too, and I guess you could say with bench, but like I don't know. I've always had a love for deadlifts, but like squats, like a goal for me is try to rep the high 200s. I don't want to shoot for 300. Like for me, like I said, squats are going to take a long time. A lot of the times, like I have to stay at weights for longer sets of periods of time. And then bench, man, I don't know where my bench is coming from, but all of a sudden it's just last weekend I did 275 with the slingshot for reps of, what was it, 3 or 5? What I did, I think 5.
Shoot, I forget. 275 though you did, right?
Yeah. I was doing, 3 reps. So 275 for 5. I was like, holy cow, I could be freaking maxing 315. But I was benching 275 with the slingshot for 3 reps for a couple sets. It was one of those things where I wanted to switch it up. I've been doing 3 sets of 5 reps, and that's at like 245. So it's actually pretty much similar to my squat, which is people always probably like, what the hell is this guy doing? But either way, I think it's fine. I'm not worried
Yeah.
about it. I think I think I'm just gonna pay attention to my squats more, and it's just been hard to do volume on my quads because my hamstrings take a beating from sitting a lot. And also my legs take a beating when we're hiking once a week. So like this week I'm deloading, and like tomorrow I'm gonna be hiking the Grand Canyon about 10 to 12 miles. So like I think I don't want to say that's an excuse, but it could be hindering my gains just a little bit because I've been doing a heck of a lot more like pushing off my legs compared to just like walking around the block. So
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if maybe like switching up the stance for a little bit would make more sense if you do like a more like stand efforting or a more like starting strength approach. Because I think one thing what I notice when you do squats, your torso angle changes like pretty drastically on the concentric. So I'm wondering if maybe some of the focus needs to be more on glute strength. Not that it's necessarily wrong. Like if you look at stand efforting has a very, very, very steep back angle,
yeah,
and he's doing like 600 for 3 reps. Like
I wish I
it's
could do that.
at the age of like 52, 53. Like it's
Yeah.
absolutely absurd. Um, One thing I wouldn't necessarily like your bench is going up so much, and for whatever reason, like your body's still responding really well to it. I would kind of just like I'd ride that out, man. Especially because like for me, like bench is so like such like a bench is honestly probably my favorite thing to do, and I'm like a little sad because I think I might not bench my next like the next like workout cycle just because I think that I could develop my upper chest a whole lot more because like I do have like upper pec starting to develop, but I think from a physique perspective, my chest would look a whole lot more impressive if I just focus on incline. So I'm probably only going to incline press. But you're saying things like weight's going up, you're still sore several days afterwards, and you're responding extremely well. So for whatever reason, like your body is just like it's really happy with the load that it's getting. It is causing sufficient muscle damage to essentially like create the need for additional resources to like build up. And like I would be surprised if you like looked at the development of your chest overall, if it hasn't like changed like pretty significantly since when you were doing like the at home workouts to since you've like started benching again.
Yeah, yeah, and I have also I've been getting a little bit more stretch marks on my armpit to chest. My skin with working out, my skin's always been kind of bad when it comes to like gaining weight and stuff. So I've actually noticed like I don't know if they're newer or not, but they're like purple. So like I think that's a little bit new scar tissue tearing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like purple within my arm to going to my like beginning of my chest. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I remember actually there's a dude in my sorry about the phone. There's a dude in on my football team. Like the same kind of stuff would happen to him, especially with bench. For whatever reason, he like responded really really well to it. And like at least from what I remember, like he had like a really impressive chest too. Like it was just like very well built. Like he had good genetics where he had like good insertions and stuff like that. But like he had a very like full chest. So yeah, I would say like what you're doing on like for your chest work is like it seems like it's spot on because you're saying like all the right things that are ticking all the boxes for like the continued development of your chest from like a strength perspective as well as like hypertrophy.
I just want to do it in the wrong ways though. Doing the right thing in the wrong ways.
What do you think? Do we no should we get the questions out there or do we not have time?
Questions that I was gonna say.
Yeah, you said you had a couple questions.
Oh, I mean, maybe we could save it for next time, but because I have a lot more to say when it comes to that, so let's just end it here. But if you made it this far, think about these two things, and hopefully I remember by the time we record next, because maybe I should write them down in my journal. But so first is Peloton. Why is it such a money-making business, and why are people spending so much money just to bike in their home or walk or run? Two, CBD and CBD cigarettes, Roman. Would you smoke them? Why would you? And the health benefits. So I had some pretty good ones. Okay, buddy. And I can't talk about them within the next like 2 minutes.
No. Okay, that's perfect.
Well, next one should be called Peloton and CBD cigarettes.
That'd be perfect.
God. All right, well, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you've stayed on for this long, like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube channel. Follow us on all audio and video platforms. Let us know if you don't see us on a platform. We'll do our best to get on there. And thank you guys. Roman and I just got the email notification. We had 750 downloads on our Buzzsprout account. So I don't know if that just accounts for Buzzsprout, but thank you guys for downloading the episodes, listening to them, and sharing them with your friends. But Roman, anything else? Let you close this out, buddy.
No, that's it. That's great. Hopefully you liked our fitness updates. I try to like incorporate some aspects and like, also we want to be real with you. Let us know what's going on with us. You can take some like the practical advice, like, I'm a little burnt out, so I'm going to actually reduce my volume. I'm shifting my goals a little bit, and I'm refining my goals a little bit. That's totally fine. We've talked about that. And, my hope is that like I have like a little bit of like less like volume in the gym, and that gets me like really excited to like ramp back up for like my next volume of like gaining. My goal last year was actually to get up to like 185 pounds. Like, we'll see. Will Roman get up to 185 in 2021? Stay tuned, folks. So we try to give you some practical advice as well as like, talk to you as like humans. Like, we experience some of these things too. We're not just robots. I'm not Mike Israel, like input, output, move this way, move that way, work, that kind of thing. But we appreciate you as always. Let us know if you have any comments. You can hit us up on the IG, the YouTubes, the Spotifys, the Apple Podcasts, you name it, folks. We appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. See you on that next one.
Peace.